Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by life's chaos? Losing your cool in stressful situations? The feeling of being pulled in every direction, with no sense of control, can be exhausting. But imagine this, having a reliable toolkit that helps you stay calm, composed, and grounded, no matter what life throws at you. A mindset that allows you to face challenges not with panic, but with clarity and confidence. In today's video, we're diving into 10 powerful lessons from Stoicism, an ancient philosophy designed for real-life struggles. These principles are just as relevant now as they were thousands of years ago, offering practical wisdom to help you find inner peace, build resilience, and navigate life's storms with grace and strength. Let's uncover how Stoic teachings can empower you to live a calmer, more intentional life. Lesson 1. Morning preparation. Practicing Stoicism daily. Begin your day with a quiet and intentional practice that aligns with Stoic principles. Morning preparation involves setting the tone for your day by reflecting on your goals, virtues, and potential challenges. Here's how you can incorporate this practice into your daily routine, with actionable steps and examples. 1. Set your intentions. Take a moment to ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? What virtues will guide my actions? For example, if you wish to embody patience, remind yourself to stay calm in the face of frustration. If kindness is your focus, think of ways you can show empathy, whether through a kind word to a colleague or helping a stranger. Actionable tip. Write these intentions in a journal or recite them silently as you sip your morning coffee. 2. Visualize challenges. The Stoics believed in preparing for adversity by imagining obstacles you might face during the day. This practice, called premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, helps you respond calmly when difficulties arise. For example, if you have a meeting that could be contentious, visualize remaining composed and responding thoughtfully. If you're expecting a long commute, imagine traffic delays and plan how to use the time productively, such as by listening to a podcast. Actionable tip. Mentally walk through your schedule and identify possible stressors. Visualize yourself handling each situation with grace. 3. Affirm your control. Remind yourself of what you can and cannot control. The Stoics emphasize focusing on your actions and mindset while accepting external events as they are. For example, if it rains, you can't change the weather, but you can bring an umbrella and appreciate the sound of raindrops. If a coworker is rude, you can't control their behavior, but you can choose not to take it personally. Actionable tip. Repeat a mantra, such as, I control my responses, not external events. 4. Recite a Stoic maxim. Incorporating Stoic quotes into your morning can inspire and ground you. Choose one that resonates with your current challenges. Examples. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Actionable tip. Write a Stoic quote on a sticky note and place it where you'll see it, like on your bathroom mirror or desk. 5. Gratitude practice. Start your day by appreciating what you already have. Gratitude fosters a calm and positive mindset, reducing stress about what you lack. For example, be thankful for your health, the roof over your head, or even small pleasures like your morning tea. Reflect on relationships that bring joy to your life, even amidst challenges. Actionable tip. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each morning in a gratitude journal. 6. Plan your day with Stoic values. As you outline your daily tasks, think about how you can incorporate Stoic virtues such as wisdom, courage, and justice into your decisions. For example, prioritize tasks that align with your long-term goals rather than fleeting distractions. Be fair in your dealings with others, even when it's inconvenient. Actionable tip. Use a planner to list tasks with a note on how each reflects your values. Bringing it together. Morning preparation isn't about creating a rigid routine. It's about setting a mindful intention to face the day with clarity, purpose, and resilience by dedicating just 5 to 10 minutes each morning to these practices. You'll cultivate the composure and focus needed to live each day as your best self. As Seneca said, begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Lesson 2. Focus only on what you can control. In Stoicism, focusing on what you can control is a cornerstone practice for maintaining calm and clarity in life. As Epictetus wisely observed, we have complete command over our thoughts, values, and actions, but not over external circumstances. This mindset helps us channel our energy where it truly matters and avoid the frustration that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Here's how to practice this principle, with examples for real-life application. 1. Recognize your sphere of control. Epictetus compared life to an archer shooting arrows. You can practice, take aim, and shoot with precision, but factors like the wind or a sudden movement can alter the arrow's path. The key is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Practical example. At work, if a project doesn't get approved, focus on how well you presented your ideas and the effort you put into the work, rather than fixating on the decision, which may depend on factors outside your control, e.g., budget cuts. In health, you may face a chronic illness. Instead of lamenting the condition, focus on actions you can take, like maintaining a healthy diet, exercising, or adhering to your treatment plan. 2. Pause and assess in stressful situations. When stress arises, quickly remind yourself of the distinction between what's within your control and what's not. This pause helps you shift your mindset and make calmer, wiser decisions. Practical example. Traffic jams. You can't control traffic, but you can control how you respond. Choose to listen to a podcast or practice deep breathing instead of letting frustration ruin your mood. Arguments. You can't control someone else's behavior or emotions, but you can control how you speak and whether you engage calmly or step away. Actionable tip. Use a mantra like, I will focus on what I can change and let go of what I cannot. 3. Adopt the archer's mindset. Much like the archer aiming at a target, focus on taking deliberate, well-directed actions rather than obsessing over the results. Pour your energy into the preparation and execution of tasks rather than the outcome. Practical example. In relationships, you can't make someone like or forgive you, but you can be honest, respectful, and kind in your interactions. In personal goals, you might not achieve a goal as quickly as you hoped. Instead of getting discouraged, focus on the consistent actions you can take daily to progress. Let go of what-ifs and regret. Focusing on what you can control also means releasing attachment to the past or worrying excessively about the future. Neither can be changed or guaranteed. Practical example. Past mistakes. Reflect on what you've learned rather than dwelling on regrets. Focus on actions you can take now to grow. Future uncertainty. You can't predict the future, but you can prepare for possibilities, such as saving money for emergencies or acquiring skills to increase job security. 5. Practice mental reframing. The Stoics believed our perception of events, not the events themselves, determines our peace of mind. By reframing situations, we regain control over our responses. Practical example. Unexpected obstacles. If your plans fall through, view it as an opportunity to be flexible and explore new paths. Criticism. Instead of feeling hurt, consider criticism as valuable feedback for self-improvement. Actionable tip. When faced with a setback, ask yourself, how can I view this as an opportunity for growth? 6. Develop habits that strengthen control. To reinforce this Stoic practice, incorporate daily habits that ground you in focusing on what you can control. Journaling. Reflect on situations where you successfully focused on your actions and let go of external factors. Meditation. Cultivate awareness of your thoughts and learn to separate them from external events. Physical exercise. Take care of your health, knowing it's within your power to nurture your body. By embracing what is within your control and releasing the rest, you conserve energy, reduce stress, and build resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this. and you will find strength. This perspective transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, helping you navigate life with calm and confidence. Lesson 3. Don't waste energy on unnecessary distress. In Stoic philosophy, one of the most practical lessons is learning not to waste energy on unnecessary distress. Seneca beautifully captured this idea by comparing humans to ants struggling to move a single grain of wheat, highlighting how we often magnify trivial matters into significant burdens. Here's how you can practice this principle and avoid constructing unnecessary suffering in your daily life, with actionable steps and relatable examples. 1. Identify the grain of wheat. When you feel yourself becoming distressed, pause and ask, am I exaggerating the importance of this situation? Will this matter tomorrow, next week, or a year from now? Practical example. Rude comments. If someone makes a snarky remark, remind yourself that their opinion doesn't define your worth. Let it pass, as you would ignore a passing cloud. Long lines. When stuck in traffic or waiting in a queue, recognize that your frustration changes nothing. Use the time for mindful breathing or to listen to a podcast. Actionable tip. Practice the 5x5 rule. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. 2. Keep your tranquility intact. Tranquility, the Stoics believed, is one of life's greatest treasures. Before reacting to a minor annoyance, ask yourself, is this worth sacrificing my peace of mind? Am I giving too much power to something outside my control? Practical example. Social media disputes. Instead of engaging in a heated online debate, consider whether winning the argument justifies your mental agitation. Most of the time, it doesn't. Household pet peeves. If a family member leaves a mess, address it calmly or let it go entirely. Your relationship is more important than a clean counter. Actionable tip. When you feel triggered, take 3 deep breaths and visualize yourself releasing the irritation, like exhaling smoke. 3. Avoid making mountains out of molehills. Humans have a tendency to catastrophize, turning small problems into overwhelming obstacles. Stoics remind us that much of our suffering is self-created, not from the event itself, but from how we interpret and respond to it. Practical example. Spilled coffee. Instead of declaring your day ruined over a minor mishap, laugh it off and move forward. Negative feedback. If you receive criticism, don't spiral into self-doubt. Instead, view it as an opportunity to improve. Actionable tip. Before reacting, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Often, the answer is far less dire than your initial emotional response. 4. Shift focus to virtuous action. Rather than stewing over trivial matters, redirect your energy toward virtuous and meaningful actions. The Stoics believe that focusing on wisdom, courage, and kindness leads to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Practical example. Office gossip. Instead of wasting time fretting over rumors, focus on doing your job well and supporting your colleagues. Daily annoyances. If the noise outside distracts you, use it as an opportunity to practice patience and mindfulness rather than frustration. Actionable tip. Replace negative reactions with positive actions. For instance, if a delay frustrates you, use the time to express gratitude for something in your life. Unnecessary distress is a thief of time and energy. By identifying what truly matters, maintaining perspective, and focusing on virtuous action, you can preserve your tranquility and face life's challenges with grace. As Seneca wisely noted, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Next time you feel distress creeping in, step back and ask yourself, is this grain of wheat worth the struggle? Your peace of mind is too valuable to waste on trivialities. Choose calm, choose focus, and let unnecessary stress fade into the background. Lesson 4. Practice mindfulness of the present moment. One of the most empowering lessons from Stoicism is the practice of mindfulness, focusing your attention on the present moment. Marcus Aurelius warned against dwelling excessively on past regrets or hypothetical futures, as these lead to unnecessary anxiety and distraction. The Stoics understood that we have little control over the past or future, but the present is always within our grasp. By cultivating mindfulness, we can center ourselves, tackle challenges more effectively, and live with greater peace. Here's how to put this into practice, with actionable examples. 1. Embrace the power of now. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This means grounding yourself in the task or situation at hand, without letting your mind wander to what has already happened or what might come. Practical example. At work, if you're working on a report, avoid thinking about a mistake you made in the previous project or stressing over tomorrow's deadlines. Focus solely on writing the best report you can write now. In relationships, during a conversation, listen attentively instead of replaying past arguments or worrying about future misunderstandings. Actionable tip. Start each activity by silently saying, "This is where I am. This is what I am doing." This intention anchors you in the moment. 2. Learn from boxers and dancers. Marcus Aurelius compared life to being in the ring. A boxer cannot afford distractions. Similarly, a dancer immersed in choreography is fully present, focused on every step and movement. These metaphors teach us to engage with life moment by moment. Practical example. Boxer's focus. If you're giving a presentation, don't let your mind wander to potential questions or feedback. Instead, focus on delivering each word and idea with clarity. Dancer's flow. When cooking, immerse yourself in the smells, textures, and movements, rather than rushing or thinking about your to-do list. Actionable tip. Engage fully in one task at a time, treating it as a performance that requires all your attention. 3. Anchor yourself with your senses. A key mindfulness technique is grounding yourself in sensory experiences. This practice helps bring your focus back to the present whenever your thoughts begin to wander. Practical example. In nature, while walking outside, notice the sound of birds, the feel of the breeze, or the colors of the trees. Daily chores. When washing dishes, feel the water's temperature, notice the soap's texture, and focus on the rhythm of your movements. Actionable tip. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Identify 5 things you see. 4 you hear, 3 you touch, 2 you smell, and 1 you taste to reconnect with the moment. 4. Address thoughts that drift. The Stoics taught that we are not our thoughts. When intrusive memories or anxieties arise, observe them without judgment and gently redirect your attention back to the present. Practical example. In stressful moments, if a stressful thought about tomorrow's meeting arises, acknowledge it by saying, "That's tomorrow's concern." Then return your focus to what you are doing right now. Journaling. Reflect on recurring thoughts to understand their triggers, but only during dedicated times, not when they interrupt your focus. Actionable tip. Visualize your thoughts as leaves floating down a stream. Let them pass without grabbing hold of them. 5. Tackle one task at a time. Stoicism emphasizes single tasking, focusing fully on one thing instead of multitasking, which scatters attention and diminishes effectiveness. Practical example. Studying or working. If you're studying, turn off notifications and set a timer to focus solely on reading or solving a problem for a specific period. Family time. When spending time with loved ones, put away your phone and give them your undivided attention. Actionable tip. Use the Pomodoro technique, working in focused 25-minute intervals followed by 5-minute breaks, to train yourself to stay present. 6. Reflect without ruminating. Reflection is a Stoic practice, but it differs from rumination. While rumination keeps you stuck in the past, reflection helps you learn and move forward. Practical example. Journaling for clarity. Reflect on what went well and what could be improved at the end of your day, without emotional judgment. Feedback on mistakes. If you made a mistake at work, consider what you could do differently next time, rather than dwelling on feelings of failure. Actionable tip. After reflecting, end with this question. What can I do now to improve tomorrow? 7. Remember, life is only lived in the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on the present, you enhance the quality of your thoughts and actions, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. Practical example: overcoming anxiety. Instead of worrying about how an event will turn out, remind yourself, "I'll handle that when it comes. Right now, I will focus on doing my best." Enjoying small moments. Savor the joy of a conversation, a sunset, or a moment of stillness without letting your mind wander elsewhere. Actionable tip: set a daily reminder on your phone that says, "Be here now." Use it as a cue to refocus on the present. Mindfulness is the gateway to inner peace and resilience. By staying rooted in the present moment, you free yourself from the weight of the past and the uncertainty of the future. Like a boxer in the ring or a dancer in motion, tackle each moment with total awareness. The present is where your power lies. Live it fully. Lesson 5. Focus on virtue, a Stoic guide to inner peace. The Stoics taught that true fulfillment comes not from external outcomes, but from living a life guided by virtue. For them, virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline were the cornerstones of a meaningful existence. By focusing on these principles, you can maintain inner calm and purpose, regardless of external circumstances. Let's explore what this means in practice, with actionable examples for your everyday life. 1. What does it mean to focus on virtue? Focusing on virtue means prioritizing how you act rather than what you achieve. Outcomes may be influenced by factors outside your control, but the integrity of your actions is entirely in your hands. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." Practical example: workplace integrity. If you face a difficult decision at work, focus on doing what is just and fair, even if it doesn't guarantee the most profitable outcome. For example, defending a colleague who's being unfairly criticized shows courage and justice. 2. The 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism. The Stoics identified 4 key virtues that form the foundation of a virtuous life. Let's break them down and see how to apply each one. A. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions based on knowledge, reflection, and reason. It involves discerning what is right and acting accordingly. Practical example: financial choices. Instead of impulsively buying something, pause and ask, "Is this purchase aligned with my goals? Or is it a fleeting desire?" Acting with wisdom ensures long-term benefits over short-term gratification. B. Justice. Justice means treating others fairly and doing what's right for the collective good. It's about contributing positively to society. Practical example: daily interactions. When a cashier makes a mistake, treat them with kindness and understanding rather than frustration. Justice extends to small moments where fairness and empathy shine. C. Courage. Courage is the strength to face challenges, act with integrity, and persist in the face of adversity. Practical example: facing fear. If you're hesitant to speak up in a meeting, remind yourself that voicing your honest opinion respectfully is an act of courage. Stoics saw courage as essential for growth and authenticity. D. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control impulses and stay committed to your values, even when it's inconvenient. Practical example: healthy habits. If you're tempted to skip a workout or indulge in junk food, remind yourself of your long-term health goals. Self-discipline helps align your actions with your higher purpose. 3. Shift from outcomes to actions. Stoicism emphasizes process over results. Outcomes are often influenced by factors beyond your control, but the way you approach a situation is always within your power. By focusing on virtuous action, you can find peace regardless of the result. Practical example: job applications. Instead of obsessing over whether you'll get a job offer, focus on crafting the best possible application and preparing thoroughly for the interview. Whether or not you succeed, you'll know you gave it your all. Actionable tip: after completing a task, reflect on whether you acted virtuously rather than judging yourself based on the outcome. 4. Virtue as a compass in relationships. Focusing on virtue can guide how you interact with others. By embodying virtues like kindness, patience, and honesty, you build stronger and more meaningful connections. Practical example: in conflict, if you disagree with a friend or family member, avoid reacting with anger. Instead, respond with patience and fairness, focusing on resolving the issue rather than winning the argument. Actionable tip: before responding in any conflict, ask yourself, what would a virtuous person do in this situation? 5. Daily practices to cultivate virtue. Incorporate small, intentional habits into your routine to strengthen your commitment to virtue. A. Morning reflection. Ask yourself, what virtues will guide me today? For instance, you might choose to focus on courage in tackling a tough project or on kindness in your interactions. B. Evening review. Reflect on your day by asking, did I act with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline? Where can I improve? Journaling these reflections helps you stay accountable. C. Pause before reacting. When faced with a challenge, take a moment to pause and ask, what's the virtuous response here? This small pause can transform how you handle situations. D. Study Stoic texts. Read works like Marcus Aurelius' Meditations or Seneca's essays to deepen your understanding of virtue and how to apply it. Focusing on virtue is about living a life of meaning and purpose. By prioritizing wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline, you free yourself from the stress of external outcomes and cultivate a sense of inner calm and fulfillment. As Epictetus said, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So, what virtues will you choose to embody today? Let your actions reflect your values, and watch as your life becomes more grounded, intentional, and peaceful. Lesson 6. Accept that which cannot be changed. A Stoic path to inner peace. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the practice of accepting what cannot be changed. This principle is beautifully illustrated by the metaphor of the dog tied to a moving cart. The dog may bark, resist, and strain at the leash, but the cart will continue its journey regardless. By fighting against the inevitable, the dog only creates unnecessary stress for itself. Similarly, we exhaust ourselves emotionally when we resist uncontrollable events. Instead of focusing on what we can influence, here's how to practice this Stoic wisdom in your daily life, with actionable examples for embracing acceptance and maintaining inner peace. 1. Understand the nature of change. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Life is in constant motion, and resisting this natural flow only creates suffering. Instead of seeing change as an enemy, try to view it as an inevitable part of existence. Practical example: workplace changes. If your company restructures, resulting in new processes or team members, instead of resisting, ask yourself, how can I adapt and grow in this new environment? Aging. Accepting the physical and mental changes that come with age can help you focus on enjoying the present rather than lamenting the past. Actionable tip: when faced with change, repeat the mantra, change is natural, and I will adapt. 2. Recognize what is beyond your control. The Stoics emphasize the importance of distinguishing between what you can and cannot control. Trying to change the unchangeable only leads to frustration and turmoil. Instead, focus your energy on your thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Practical example: weather. You cannot control the rain, but you can choose to carry an umbrella and enjoy the freshness it brings to the air. Traffic jams. Instead of fuming at delays, use the time to listen to an audiobook or practice mindfulness. Actionable tip: when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. 3. Reframe unfair circumstances. Judging situations as unfair or unjust leads to resentment. The Stoics taught that such judgments are subjective and often add unnecessary emotional weight to already difficult situations. Practical example: missed opportunities. If you lose out on a promotion or a life-changing opportunity, instead of labeling it as unfair, view it as a chance to redirect your efforts or improve your skills. Natural disasters, while devastating, these events are beyond human control. Accepting their inevitability can help you focus on recovery and rebuilding. Actionable tip: replace "why me" with "what now?" This shift helps you move forward with constructive action. 4. Practice the art of letting go. Letting go of what you cannot change doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the emotional burden of resistance. Acceptance allows you to conserve your energy for meaningful and impactful actions. Practical example: relationships. If someone ends a relationship with you, instead of clinging to the past, accept their decision and focus on personal growth. Loss of possessions. If you lose something valuable, remind yourself that material things are impermanent and don't define your worth. Actionable tip: use visualization to imagine releasing your worries, like letting a balloon float into the sky. This mental exercise reinforces the act of letting go. 5. Cultivate composure through perspective. When confronted with difficult circumstances, step back and ask, how significant is this in the grand scheme of things? Will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Practical example: minor annoyances. If your coffee order is wrong, remind yourself that this is trivial compared to life's bigger challenges. Setbacks. If you fail at a project, focus on the lessons learned rather than dwelling on the failure itself. Actionable tip: practice the October 10th 10 rule. Ask yourself, will this matter in 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 years? This helps you regain perspective. 6. Daily practice. Accept and adapt. Build the habit of acceptance into your daily life with these simple exercises. Morning reflection. Start your day by acknowledging that unforeseen challenges may arise. Commit to accepting them calmly. Evening journaling. Reflect on moments when you successfully accepted the uncontrollable. Celebrate this mental discipline. Actionable tip: write down one event each day that you struggled to accept and how you managed to let it go. Acceptance isn't about surrendering to a passive life. It's about conserving your energy for what truly matters. By letting go of what you cannot change and focusing on virtuous action, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. As Marcus Aurelius said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. So, take a deep breath, let go of the cart you've been barking at, and embrace the freedom that comes with acceptance. Lesson 7. Reframe setbacks as opportunities. The Stoic growth mindset. In Stoicism, setbacks are not obstacles to success, but stepping stones to growth. The rocky terrain of life, much like that faced by mountain goats, strengthens us for future challenges. Seneca urged us to view every stumbling block as an opportunity for self-improvement, teaching us that adversity refines our character like gold in the fire. By reframing failures and discomfort as opportunities for learning, we let go of regret and frustration, allowing ourselves to emerge calmer, wiser, and more resilient. Here's how to adopt this Stoic growth mindset in daily life, with actionable examples and practical exercises. 1. Understand setbacks as part of growth. Stoics believe that challenges are an integral part of life's journey. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the obstacles we face often provide the exact lessons we need to move forward. Practical example: career challenges. If you're passed over for a promotion, instead of dwelling on disappointment, reflect on the feedback. Use it as an opportunity to improve your skills or explore new career paths. Fitness goals. If you fail to hit a fitness milestone, analyze what went wrong and adjust your training routine for better results. Actionable tip: when a setback occurs, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve myself? 2. Use discomfort as a catalyst for progress. Discomfort is often a sign of growth and progress. By embracing uncomfortable situations, you build resilience and prepare yourself for even greater challenges. Practical example: public speaking. If you feel nervous before giving a presentation, view this discomfort as a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and growing in confidence. Physical training. Muscle soreness after a workout isn't a setback. It's evidence that your body is adapting and becoming stronger. Actionable tip: whenever discomfort arises, remind yourself, this is growth happening in real time. 3. Failures teach more than successes. Failure often provides more valuable lessons than success. Analyzing failures rationally helps you identify what went wrong and how to improve in the future. Practical example: business ventures. If a business idea doesn't succeed, review your strategies objectively. Were there flaws in your marketing, timing, or product? Use this knowledge to refine your approach in the next venture. Exams or tests. If you don't pass a test, identify the areas where you struggled and create a focused study plan to master those topics. Actionable tip: keep a failure journal. Each time you face a setback, write down, what happened? What did I learn? How can I apply this lesson moving forward? 4. Like gold refined by fire, embrace adversity. The Stoics often compared adversity to fire refining gold. Challenges burn away distractions and weaknesses, leaving behind a stronger, pure version of yourself. Practical example: financial hardships. If you face financial difficulties, use them as an opportunity to learn budgeting, resourcefulness, and resilience. Health challenges. If you encounter health issues, focus on building habits that strengthen your body and mind, such as better nutrition, exercise, or mindfulness. Actionable tip: visualize yourself as gold being refined by flames. Each challenge is a part of the process that strengthens your character. 5. Cultivate gratitude for challenges. Instead of resenting challenges, cultivate gratitude for them. They provide the experiences that shape you into a stronger, wiser person. Practical example: workplace conflicts. Be grateful for difficult colleagues, as they teach patience and the art of diplomacy. Personal failures. Thank your failures for highlighting areas where you can grow and improve. Actionable tip: at the end of each day, write down one challenge you faced and one reason you're grateful for it. Setbacks are not roadblocks, but stepping stones on the path to personal growth. As Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. By reframing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, you transform adversity into a powerful teacher. Like gold refined by fire, each setback polishes your character, leaving you brighter, calmer, and more resilient. Next time life throws a stumbling block in your path, don't resist it. Step onto it, rise above, and keep climbing. You're not just facing challenges, you're being forged into your best self. Lesson 8. Focus on virtue, a Stoic's guide to living a fulfilling life. The Stoics taught that true happiness and inner calm are not found in outcomes, but in the pursuit of virtue. Rather than obsessing over what you cannot control, like success, recognition, or external circumstances, focus on living in alignment with virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. By doing so, you build a foundation for lasting peace and purpose. Here's how to bring these Stoic principles into your daily life, with practical examples and actionable steps. 1. What does focusing on virtue mean? Focusing on virtue means prioritizing your character and actions over external results. It's about asking, am I acting in a way that aligns with my values? Rather than, will this bring me success or approval? Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Virtue is your compass, guiding you to act with integrity in every situation. Practical example: Workplace ethics. If you're under pressure to cut corners at work, focus on doing what is honest and fair, even if it takes more time or effort. Personal goals. Instead of chasing a goal solely for recognition, pursue it because it challenges you to grow and aligns with your values. 2. Build inner calm through virtuous living. Living virtuously brings a sense of peace because it aligns your actions with your values. When you know you've acted with integrity, you free yourself from guilt, regret, and the opinions of others. Practical example: conflict resolution. If you have a disagreement, respond with patience and fairness instead of anger. Even if the other person doesn't agree with you, you'll know you acted virtuously. Mistakes. If you make a mistake, own up to it with honesty and take steps to make it right, rather than hiding or deflecting blame. Actionable tip. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions by asking, did I act with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline today? 3. Virtue as a guide in relationships. Stoicism teaches us to focus on how we treat others rather than how they treat us. By acting with kindness, fairness, and honesty, we build stronger, more meaningful connections. Practical example: in family life, be patient and understanding with loved ones, even when they irritate or disappoint you. In friendships, offer support and loyalty without expecting anything in return. Actionable tip: before reacting to others, pause and ask yourself, what's the virtuous response here? 4. Practice daily acts of virtue. Incorporate small, consistent actions into your daily routine to live virtuously. Morning intentions. Begin your day by asking yourself, what virtues will guide my actions today? For example, you might decide to focus on courage to tackle a difficult project or justice in helping a colleague. Evening reflection. Reflect on your day by journaling. Did I make wise decisions? Was I fair in my interactions? Did I show courage and discipline in facing challenges? Weekly challenges. Set a weekly challenge to strengthen a specific virtue. For example, practice courage by initiating a difficult conversation. Cultivate self-discipline by avoiding distractions during work hours. 5. The ultimate reward: inner fulfillment. The reward for living virtuously isn't wealth or recognition. It's the fulfillment of knowing you've acted in alignment with your highest self. As Epictetus said, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. When you focus on virtue, external outcomes become less important. You'll find that inner calm, self-respect, and a sense of purpose are far more rewarding. Focusing on virtue transforms your approach to life. By prioritizing wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline, you can navigate challenges with grace, build meaningful relationships, and achieve a deep sense of fulfillment. Remember, you can't control outcomes, but you can always control your actions. So, each day, strive to live virtuously and let the results take care of themselves. What virtues will you focus on today? Let them guide your journey to a calmer, more purposeful life. Lesson 9. Live according to nature and logic. A Stoic path to inner harmony. One of the core principles of Stoicism is living in alignment with nature and logic. The Stoics observe that animals live peacefully by following their intrinsic natures, free from the anxieties and complexities that often plague human minds. For humans, aligning with our true nature means living in accordance with universal reason, virtues, and logic, qualities that define our rational existence. By prioritizing thoughtful deliberation over impulse or emotion, we can navigate life with wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. Here's how to embrace this Stoic principle, with actionable steps and real-life examples to help you practice living according to nature and logic. 1. Understand what it means to live according to nature. Living according to nature doesn't mean retreating to the wilderness, but aligning with the rational and virtuous part of yourself. As a social and reasonable being, your nature calls you to act with integrity, fairness, and reason in all situations. Practical example: daily interactions. If someone wrongs you, your natural inclination may be to retaliate out of anger. But as a rational being, your higher nature prompts you to respond with patience and justice. Workplace ethics. When faced with a moral dilemma, living according to nature means choosing what is fair and virtuous, even if it's not the easiest path. Actionable tip: when making decisions, ask yourself, is this action in line with my higher, rational self? 2. Prioritize logic over emotion. The Stoics, inspired by Socrates, believe that wisdom comes from logic, not emotion. While emotions like anger or fear are natural, acting impulsively on them often leads to poor decisions. Reasonable deliberation allows you to override faulty judgments and stay true to your values. Practical example: conflict resolution. If you feel angry during an argument, pause before speaking. Reflect on what's logical and constructive rather than letting emotions dictate your response. Decision-making. If you're tempted to make an impulsive purchase, think about whether it aligns with your financial goals or is driven by fleeting desire. Actionable tip: use the Stoic mantra, "Is this rational?" before reacting in emotionally charged situations. 3. Align with virtues to live in harmony. According to the Stoics, virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance are the guiding principles that align us with universal reason. Acting virtuously helps us fulfill our higher purpose as rational beings. Practical example: justice in relationships. Treat others fairly, even if they don't reciprocate. For instance, showing kindness to a difficult coworker upholds your virtue of justice, regardless of their behavior. Courage in facing fears. If you're afraid of failure, focus on taking courageous actions that align with your values, knowing that growth often lies outside your comfort zone. Actionable tip: reflect daily on how you've embodied these virtues and identify areas for improvement. 4. Embrace the universal laws. The Stoics saw humans as part of a greater whole, governed by universal laws. Accepting the natural flow of events and recognizing your role in the larger picture helps you maintain harmony with the world. Practical example: uncontrollable events. If your plans are disrupted by bad weather, instead of getting upset, remind yourself that nature operates on its own timeline, not yours. Acceptance of change. Embrace life's inevitable changes, such as aging or loss, as part of the natural order rather than resisting them. Actionable tip: when faced with adversity, repeat the Stoic mantra, "Amor fati," love your fate. Living according to nature and logic is about embracing the rational and virtuous qualities that define us as human beings. By prioritizing reason over emotion, aligning with virtues like wisdom and justice, and practicing daily reflection, you can navigate life with clarity, composure, and fulfillment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nothing happens to anyone that he is not fitted by nature to bear." The more you align with your true nature, the more harmonious your life becomes. So, take a step back, reflect, and let logic and virtue guide you to your best self. What will you do today to live more rationally and virtuously? Lesson 10. Evening reflection, a Stoic practice for growth and clarity. In Stoicism, the day doesn't end when the sun sets. It concludes with thoughtful reflection. Evening reflection is a powerful practice that allows you to evaluate your actions, measure your progress, and align yourself more closely with your virtues and intentions. This simple yet profound exercise helps you acknowledge both successes and failures, fostering personal growth and inner peace. Here's how to practice evening reflection effectively, with actionable steps and real-life examples to incorporate into your daily routine. 1. Why is evening reflection important? Marcus Aurelius famously wrote in Meditations, "At every hour, give rigorous attention to the performance of the task in hand, and to the perfect discharge of your duty. Unwind your thoughts at night." Evening reflection helps you review your day with clarity, allowing you to learn from your actions and adjust for the future. This practice is not about guilt or perfection, but about progress. By evaluating your day, you create a mental roadmap for continual improvement. 2. Set the tone for reflection. Choose a quiet, distraction-free time in the evening to focus on your thoughts, whether it's before bed or after your daily responsibilities are complete. This moment should be dedicated solely to reflection. Practical example: create a ritual, dim the lights, light a candle, or play soft instrumental music to create a calming atmosphere for reflection. Use a journal. Keep a dedicated notebook or journal nearby to record your thoughts and insights. Actionable tip: schedule 10 to 15 minutes each evening to reflect consistently, making it a non-negotiable part of your routine. 3. Celebrate your successes. Acknowledge and appreciate your achievements, no matter how small. Recognizing your progress motivates you to continue striving for excellence. Practical example: work achievement. If you manage to complete a challenging task or help a colleague, take pride in your effort and the impact of your actions. Personal growth. If you avoided snapping during an argument, note that as a victory for self-control. Actionable tip: end each day by writing down one thing you're proud of in your journal. 4. Identify areas for improvement. Reflection isn't just about celebrating. It's also about recognizing where you fell short and identifying opportunities for growth. The Stoics believe that mistakes are valuable teachers. Practical example: missed virtues. If you acted impulsively or unfairly in a situation, acknowledge it without self-judgment. Instead, think about how you can respond better next time. Overreacting. If you lost your temper, reflect on the triggers and how you can practice patience in the future. Actionable tip: frame mistakes as questions. What caused this reaction? How can I approach this differently tomorrow? 5. Ask key reflective questions. To deepen your evening reflection, ask yourself meaningful questions that guide self-awareness and growth. Consider questions like: what did I do well today? What could I have done better? Did I live in alignment with my values? Did I waste energy on things outside my control? Practical example: if you spent time worrying about an uncontrollable outcome, reflect on how you could have redirected that energy towards something productive. Actionable tip: choose 2 to 3 questions to answer each evening to keep your reflection focused and effective. 6. Plan for tomorrow. Evening reflection isn't just about looking back. It's also about setting intentions for the future. Use your insights to prepare for the next day with a renewed sense of purpose. Practical example: if you struggled with patience today, set an intention to practice deep breathing or pause before reacting in tomorrow's interactions. If you neglected self-care, plan specific actions like a morning walk or setting boundaries for personal time. Actionable tip: write down one actionable goal for tomorrow based on your reflection. 7. Let go of the day. Finally, release any lingering frustrations or worries from the day. Acceptance of what's done allows you to rest peacefully and start fresh tomorrow. Practical example: if you're upset about something that happened, remind yourself of the Stoic mantra: what's done is done. I can only focus on what I can change. If you're carrying stress into the evening, practice a short meditation or deep breathing exercise to clear your mind. Actionable tip: close your reflection with the phrase, I have done my best for today. Tomorrow, I will strive again. Evening reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice, offering a chance to learn from the past and set intentions for the future. By evaluating your actions, celebrating your virtues, and planning for improvement, you create a continuous cycle of growth and self-awareness. As Seneca said, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. End each day with reflection, gratitude, and purpose, and watch as your life transforms into one guided by clarity, virtue, and calm. What will you reflect on tonight? Thank you for joining me on this journey through 10 Stoic lessons to keep calm. Remember, Stoicism is not just about reading philosophy, It's about living it. By applying these timeless lessons, you can build a life of inner peace, resilience, and clarity, no matter what challenges come your way. If you found value in this video, please hit the subscribe button and join the Stoic Spirit community, where we explore practical wisdom from modern living. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who could use a little more calm in their life. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay grounded, stay virtuous, and keep embodying the Stoic spirit. See you in the next video.